What's up? Good morning. I think for most people, good morning. All right, good morning. 1 second, YouTube. Let me back this camera up. Rise and shines, cupcakes. That's right, Tommy. Love it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, cool. So, I'm gonna get everyone like at least a minute to hop on. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Very blessed to be a part of the Kettlebell Kings community and just have a good time with you guys, whether it's a workout, mobility, or something like this, which is a bit out of the norm. So for those of you who decided to tune in today and are deciding to jump in today, thank you. If you've never done anything like this before, keep an open mind. Remember that we're learning, and that's a part of the process. Is not everything will go always the right way. Okay. Outside of that, give me a second. Give me 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. So, we got a little shirt change. All right, so what are you gonna need today? We're gonna go for probably about like 30 minutes today, give or take. Just stay at least for the first few, and you'll learn something. So, if you have a ball, a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, a basketball, I mean, really anything, that's what we're gonna start with. So I'm just going to run a timer in my head, and we're just going to take time to throw the ball up in the air and catch it with the same hand. I know what you're thinking. This isn't kettlebells. It's got balls. And when you're ready, let's switch to the other hand. So same side catches, right? Same side tosses, same side catch. Assuming you're feeling confident in that, I'd like you to go side to side. If you don't have a ball, you can just pretend. That's cool. Seriously, pretend. If you want, speed it up. And I'm doing this because not everybody is necessarily the best at hand-eye coordination. You'll notice my dog maybe, he thinks we're about to play fetch. And if you've never flipped a kettlebell before, and if, let's say, you were someone who would try to catch the kickball and it would bounce off your hand, just practicing catching is a great starting point for anyone. So just getting used to this, right? Cool. Even if I want to learn figure eights, right? Behind the backs, you can get used to that sensation. Point blank, you might drop the object. So, we're going to get back to the kettlebell. So for those of you who were here for the hand-eye coordination drills 2 weeks ago, I asked you to keep the weight light. We practiced letting go of the bell. Right now I put a sandbag here, so if I was to drop the kettlebell, which is very possible, it would simply just land on the sandbag. I don't intend to drop the kettlebell. I trust my skills at this point, but when I first began kettlebell flips and juggling, oh boy, that bell dropped. And that was just a part of the process. You learn every time. You learn how long the bell should be suspended, how much more energy you should put into the flip, into your wrist movement, into whatever we're going to do. So today I'm going to keep it pretty simple. We're going to start off with a neutral grip flip. So a neutral grip flip looks like this. This is me holding a neutral grip. I believe the term is also called an oblique in the kettlebell juggling, like Olympic or whatever it is, the competition games. So this one, it's all about relaxing your wrist. So literally, I want you guys to practice letting your wrist kind of bounce up and down. Cool. So we're going to go over the swing first. What does it look like? So it's going to warm us up anyways. We're going to go through 10 swings on the right, 10 swings on the left. Instead of us maintaining an overhand position, so most of us probably swing the bell with an overhand position. Maybe we go overhand to neutral. You're going to maintain the thumb up the whole time. All right? So let's grab our bell. And let's hike and swing for 10. And you don't have to go hard style. If you want to go hard, go hard. I'm just going to kind of leverage the motion. So my style is going to be more bouncy, more chill today. So just 10 reps should be fine. If you feel comfortable, you should go hand to hand. If you don't have a sandbag, something else I've used before is mats. If you're outside, perfect. I would go outside, but it's pretty hot right now, and I don't want it. All right, let's go hand to hand for a little bit. Let's keep heating up. Neutral grips. Cool. Let's get comfortable letting go of the bell hand to hand. Do you guys remember that from last week? Side view. Letting go of the bell. Practice just relaxing your grip, letting it go. Cool. Let's take a small breather. So, weight-wise, right now I'm using a 12 kilogram. I'm pretty comfortable with a lot of what we're going to do today. But when I first started this specific movement, these specific complexes, letting the bell go, I started off with 8 kilograms, and I was relatively strong, but it helped me understand where the weight moves and how it needs to. Cool. So for this next part, you're gonna need a drop zone. So it's somewhere that you can drop the bell comfortably. If you don't have a drop zone, you're at risk. Your floor could get hurt, whatever it is. So mind you, I'm telling you now, if this is a new thing for you, be careful if you're choosing to be indoors. Hope you're pretty hand-eye coordinated to start. Good luck. For everyone else, I hope you're outdoors or you create a drop zone, a place with some padding. You don't necessarily need, I didn't address this in the beginning, you don't necessarily need a cast iron kettlebell or a juggling bell. Just so you guys know. Before we get into the next section, which is the neutral grip flip, I'm going to demo. I'm going to have you guys go through it and understand it. Is there any questions? I'm going to literally put a nice minute on the clock. Let's take 60 seconds. Ask any questions. Let's address anything if you want to address anything. I'll drink this coffee right here. What's up, YouTube? Any questions? Instagram? For those of you tuning in, awesome. Like I said, new things. All right, so far I'm not seeing any questions. All right, we got a question. Tommy, agree about the drop zone? All right, yeah, no, 100%. So I want to grow my butt. I need demo workouts of that when you get time. All right, Sherry, that's right, booty. Swinging a bell over and over again will probably grow your butt over time. That's the thought, and this is the part of it. All right, so I don't see any questions diving into it, so we're going to work on it. Now, the first drill, if you're comfortable, I'm only going to do it a couple times because I spent a lot of time dropping the kettlebell. I want you to literally just let the kettlebell go at the top of your swing. So if you have a designated area to drop the kettlebell, do this drill. If you don't, keep just messing around with the bell. Go hand to hand, single arms, practice what we were just practicing. You'll notice, you don't have to go yet, I like releasing the kettlebell. Big fan. Like at the top of the swing, between, I would say, my midline to my neck is a great place for me to release and let go of the kettlebell, where I find it floats for at least 1 to maybe even 2 seconds. So if you haven't already, I want you to drop the kettlebell with one arm 5 times in a row on the right, and then I want you to drop it with the left 5 times in a row on the left. Just let it go. Study it. Watch it. See every rep. Like, man, what would it optimize it? My catch to be higher? Should I swing it at this point and release at this point? So I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds. Study it. Play with it. Take it in for what it is. This is something I don't think I did in the beginning enough, was just kind of study the actual object while it's moving. And I think there's a lot of value in just watching it. Because eventually, when you study, let's say, a ball in a rotation or a kettlebell in rotation, it's going to start to slow down because your eyes are going to get used to tracking the movement. And this is a hand-eye coordinated activity after all. So just mind you. All right, so I'm going to assume that you're about done with those swings and releases or attempts. Let's talk a little bit about what do we do once we actually have the bell in our hand after releasing it. So after we actually release it and let it go, what goes on? This is where I find most people have the most trouble. So in a normal kettlebell swing, at the top of the kettlebell swing, there is a point where it floats for about a second, right? It's weightless. You don't really got to try. There's no tension. So, for example, 1, right here. This moment, for that one moment, that 1 second, the bell is floating. At the top of that kettlebell swing, most of us stand tall. We maintain structure in our body. We don't just fizzle out and relax. For example, if you were to see this would be the opposite. Like, you're not stable. So when we're releasing the bell, even with the hand or just single hand release, notice I'm tight. I can take a punch to the stomach right now, and I'd be fine because I'm maintaining the tension. So once you flip the bell and actually receive it, you need to maintain that tension for literally a half a second to 1 second, just like you're doing kettlebell swings. Because remember, you kind of relax for a second at the top where it's weightless, you're tight, and then you relax more and go back down. Like you stabilize, at the top for a second. The weight comes back to the point where it's no longer weightless and you relax. So same concept when you flip. So watch the difference here. We're going to go with a neutral grip flip. So it looks like this. I'm tight, then I relax. I'm tight, then I relax. So, how do we release the kettlebell? Shout out from the Philippines. What's up? We release it like this. So you want to relax your grip and allow the thumb to go upwards, the wrist to go in straight upwards like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So you want to keep your grip nice and relaxed. So what we're going to do is practice. I'm going to have you practice 8 reps on each side of a neutral grip flip. So again, same hand, release and catch. Play with how low or how high you want to release it, because there's different floating points on that scale. You guys can start now. Give you about 45 seconds to a minute. 8 on the right, 8 on the left. Same side release, same side catch. You're in. If you end up actually getting it down, give yourself a pat on the back. It's awesome. It's hard. Throwing weight and catching weight is not easy, especially in the beginning. I take it for granted now. That was something that was very different when I started. I was like, wow, I've never absorbed tension like this. I've never leveraged my body and moved it with an object so quickly to not get hurt. So enjoy the process. Pick the bell up again. That's a part of the cardio. If you dropped it, it's part of the cardio. Keeping an eye on the screen for those of you participating and have any questions or just want to say, hey, I did it. Awesome. Proud of you. Proud of you. I hope you're proud of you. How we doing? All right, guys, let's say it's about that time. So let's wrap it up in the next couple of flips, maybe 2 or 3 more. See what it feels like. Oh, no problem. Hope it's going well. What's up, Claudia? Hey, let's go. BJ, what's good, man? Awesome. So, I'm going to give about another 45 seconds for any comments, questions. You can write it on the screen. I would tell you that this is something that you can get right away, but for those of you who've experienced this process, it takes time. So, biggest advice to those of you who are just starting out is just stay consistent. I sucked when I started, and now I don't suck. So, I'm human. You're human. Even if you're not human, you got it. You got it. So, just stay consistent with the process. So if you got those catches, I'd like you to go hand to hand. So you can do a total of 20 reps hand to hand. I want you to release the kettlebell and catch it with the opposite hand. All right. You're in. 20 reps. Even if you don't catch it, you can count the rep. If you're stubborn like somebody I knew, a lot of us, go ahead, catch all 20. But if you're going to take more than, I'm putting a 1.5-minute timer, then I don't want it. Just kidding. Do what you want. So we're on a live. Let's get it. Let's see. All right. Looks like people are starting to get some stuff down. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. I'm not sponsored by Gatorade Zero, just so you know. Don't want you to confuse that. All right, so let's done the flips. Awesome. If you were scared, it's okay. It's okay, but lean into that fear, my friend. So, what can we do with that now? Okay, we can go single hand catch, single hand release, or single hand release and catch. Same side. We can go hand to hand, release and catch. Hot potato. Okay, cool. As if this is new for you, you might have experienced kind of like a trance, like really just focused. Good. That's the goal. Dial in, be present, pay attention. So what can I do with this? For me personally, I really enjoy adding in something like a figure eight. So I'll go hand to hand, figure eight, clean, something like this. So I'm going to give you guys a minute. I'm going to run the timer now. Try to listen to my voice. And for the minute, what I want you to do is experiment between maybe transitions like that, or do the same thing you were just practicing if you want to touch up on that. So if you felt like you were still really working on a same side release and catch, do that. If you want to go hand to hand, do that. But if you're ready, add something like a figure eight. Play with the transition. You're in. So sometimes I listen to music when I do that kind of stuff, this kind of stuff. I'm not allowed to when I do lives because you get canceled sometimes on lives. But if you got tunes to plug in, I listen to everything though. Get some nice hip hop going, like swerving, kettlebell figure eights, and get into it. Some soca music also. Wow, that gets me going. A lot of stuff gets me going. You put some T-Pain, and all of a sudden I'm like moving real slow with the kettlebell. But then something magical always happens too. Take about another 15, 20 seconds, wrap up this little experimentation portion of today. Neutral grips, flips to figure eights. And if you have any questions, now's the time to write it on in the commentaries, YouTube, Instagram. Let us know. Let me know. Any questions, any thoughts, feedback? Did you find something new that you liked? Find something that you didn't like? Oh, muchas. Oh, man. Donata. Right on, man. Cool. Happy to deliver some love. All right. Give it another 45 seconds. Like I said, another minute. Any questions, feedback, thoughts? Maybe you found something new. Let us hear it. In the meantime, commercial. For those of you who don't know, you can find my Instagram at The Crazy Trainer. I deliver a lot of workouts there, educational content on lots of things. Flipping is just something that's real fun, and some people have wanted to do for a while. So I was like, let's hit this up, see what happens. See some feedback out here. Definitely will be watching your vids. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, so I don't see anything. I'm going to move on to the next flipperoo. So I think that the releasing of the kettlebell is a great place to start. So we started out with a neutral grip, right? Just release it. That's something to get used to. That's a good sensation. The other drill is also a releasing catch. The flipping is a little different because it requires a forward intention. So today we're going to stick with just the releasing and the catching. It does flip, right? That was a flip, but you're literally releasing and catching. You're not overusing your wrist for the motion. So this one, we're going to go into an overhand position. So overhand swing, what you're probably already used to doing for most of us. What I want you to do is start off with 10 kettlebell swings, just like that on each side, but I want your elbow to stay pretty bent at the top of the swing. So don't reach out, kind of pull it up. Let's start with that. Let's hit 10 on each side. Give it about 30, 40 seconds. Let's come back to the drill. And I'm going to add in something that maybe I could have added before too. That'll help you understand how to relax your wrist and grip at the top of the kettlebell swing, if that's something you're struggling with. So I've taught a few workshops or part of clinics. Like I said, I taught a functional kettlebell training thing or a kettlebell flow seminar. And they're like, hey, let's do some juggling. All right, let's do an hour or 2 hours of education. The beginning is always, I say, hey, just get used to dropping the kettlebell. And so we'll do a full 2 minutes of just let it go. And clank, clank, clank. It's pretty fun. And I think it's a really good way to just kind of humble sauce yourself and get used to the sensation of it's going to drop. Where does the kettlebell move? Are my feet going to get hurt, right? I know people really comment on, can you drop it on your foot? Yeah, of course. You can drop anything on your foot. But when you start tracking the kettlebell and watching it, you're going to move. You're going to coordinate your feet. So that's just a part of, again, the lengthy journey. So imagine you're doing the things. Now what I want you to do, for the next 5, you're going to do 5 on the right, 5 on the left. I want you to relax your grip. So you want to feel your wrists get into full extension during this next swing process. So if you watch me, you're going to see my kettlebell is going to come upwards. So hopefully you saw that swivel happening. I want you to just feel that for 5 reps on the right, 5 reps on the left. Feel the sensation of relaxing your grip for that quarter second, half a second, so the kettlebell can begin to slide upwards. So let's start with that one. Wear steel-toed boots. 5 on the right, 5 on the left. Imagine we're about done here. Let's wrap it up. So hopefully you start to feel your wrists relax a little bit more, find points of tension, when to let go, when to hold on. Again, this is a big part of just training and getting consistent. You start to feel a lot of this skill. So now we're going to stick to the same exact drill, releasing the kettlebell and catching the kettlebell with the same hand. So you can watch me for a few flips. What I want you to aim for is at least 5 on the right, 5 on the left. We're going to break out for a minute, 60 seconds. You'll have to do the right and left. If you want to go a few more reps, that's cool. Not gonna go crazy. Hey. Well, this is what that's going to look like. So you're going to release the kettlebell and catch the kettlebell. A big part of this, and another tip for catching it, don't chase the kettlebell. Right? Don't go moving your hand around trying to catch it. It's going up and down. The handle's rotating back to where it started. You need to stay still and wait for it to come back to you. There's moments where you got to dive and look for it. But just some thoughts. All right, guys, let's get it. 60 seconds. 5 on the right, 5 on the left. Aim for that goal, whether you catch it or not. I'll let you guys know halfway point, 30 seconds. We're wrapped. We're at the 30-second mark. All right, take your last couple attempts, wrap it up. Let's go into our next drill, hand to hand. So relaxing your hand, and the other hand is now going to prepare to catch it. I want you to notice my hand placement. I'm going to kind of shift my hips a little bit so you can see this. Now that you know how I release it, etc., watch the off hand. Look how close it stays to the hand that is holding the tension. For the most part, it was within a couple inches probably. It stayed very close to where I was releasing it. Because just like at the top of the kettlebell swing, if you just keep your hands close, it's a pretty easy transition from hand to hand, isn't it? So same concept, when you're releasing it, your off hand should be ready where your on hand released it, somewhere around that area. So let's break out, take a minute, aim for maybe 15 to 20 reps. Catches or not, 15 to 20 reps. Remember, a part of the cardio and the workout is picking up the kettlebell, baby. Get it. At that halfway point, y'all, about 30 seconds left. Let's finish it up. Hand to hand. If you feel like that's too difficult, you can always stay on the same hand release, same hand catch. A biggie at your own pace. And let's wrap it up. All right, so gonna take a minute, answer any questions, any thoughts. Will this be in the YouTube channel? There are some things on the YouTube channel. This video will stay in the Kettlebell Kings channel specifically. On my personal YouTube channel, there's also some material. Oh, awesome, Tommy. Yeah, kettlebells are awesome. Super fun. So, just a thought. Just like that neutral grip flip into figure eight transition, the neutral grip flip into figure eight transition is also a great place to go. I use the figure eights a lot because they absorb tension and redistribute it a bit easier during that arc for me. So just point of leveraging the weight. Again, my Instagram handle, my YouTube handle is @thecrazytrainer. If you have specific questions on this, let me know. On my website, if you're looking for this specific kind of education material for a lot of flips and tricks, there's a whole program dedicated to that, so go check it out. For those of you who tried it, proud of you. Hell yeah. For those of you who thought about it and just watched, cool. Proud of you. Thank you for your time too. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Make good choices, have fun, and stay crazy.